In this film, we're going to learn how to play the arpeggio of A major. And it's worth remembering that whenever you want to play an arpeggio, the notes you're dealing with come from the same scale. So we're playing an arpeggio of A major. Do we remember the scale of A major? Because when we do the arpeggio, we're going to take the first note, the third note, and the fifth note of the scale. So in that scale of A major, A was the first note, C sharp was the third note, and E was the fifth note. So that gives us the notes, you see, and then we're going to use the same notes in the next octave, and then we're just going to put an A in at the top to finish, and then we can come down using the same notes. So if ever you have a kind of blank about which notes you need in an arpeggio, you can always just resort to the scale and think, okay, arpeggio A major, can I remember the scale of A major? Can I now find the first note, the third note and the fifth note, and then you know what you're doing with the arpeggio. The fingering is fairly straightforward. What you're doing here is you're going 1, 2, 3, and then you tuck your thumb under, 1, 2, 3, and you put your fifth finger to finish at the top. Come back exactly the same way, 3, 2, 1, so the third finger then goes over the top, so 3, 2, 1. One thing just to say about the fingering in these arpeggios is be careful that you don't have a sort of hiccup in the middle, because some people play arpeggios like this. They play the first three notes and then they jump and they start again. So there's a sort of hole in the middle, and then when they come down, sometimes they jump off this note and start again here. So you get the kind of hiccups going up and the hiccups coming down again. So in order to cure that, if you do the arpeggio like this, you're starting with your thumb and then the second finger, then the third finger. I'm already trying to move my hand, so my thumb is kind of already ready for that, and you can play smoothly from the E to the A. That's a little bit tricky to do, and it's worth practicing, playing the E with the third finger, tucking the thumb under, and then being able to play that smoothly so it feels entirely happy. And then you can just go on to the top, and when you come down again, you've got the same thing going the other way. So as soon as that second finger is played, get the hand moving so the third finger is ready for that E, and again you want to be able to play that smoothly and then finish the arpeggio. So hopefully that's helped you to see what's going on with the notes and the fingering, and we've just had a little bit of a thought about how to pass those fingers over at the octave point in the middle. Okay, well, see if you've had a bit of practice on that, whether you can play that right hand arpeggio with me. And if it's causing any grief, you might just want to do a bit of work on your own first. And then when you think you've got all that sorted, see if you can play the right hand A major arpeggio. Here we go. And repeat that as many times as you need to be entirely happy about it. Well, having got the notes sorted, we know what the notes are going to be in the left hand now. So just remembering about that C sharp in particular for the second note. Fingering in the left hand is going to go like this. It's a 5, then a 3, then a 2, and then you can have your thumb on here. And then you repeat that in the next octave. So you put your 3 over for C sharp like you did before. And then it's a 2 and a 1 at the top. Coming down, exactly the same thing. So 2, 3 on the C sharp. Now get this thumb moving so you can pass it under, and you can do that smoothly. Then get the hand moving so you can put a 2 there, a 3 on the C sharp, and your fifth finger on the bottom. So hopefully you're getting the idea with the notes and the fingers. And again, just this thing about how we handle things halfway up. So as soon as I move onto my thumb, my hand is moving, so I'm ready. You've got a kind of gliding action. So once I get there, my second finger's played that note, so it's moving onto that. So we don't play something that looks like this, where the hand gets stuck in that position, then it jumps off that note and then starts again there. So you see, by gliding into the new position, you can keep it nice and smooth. Okay, let's see if we can try the left hand together then. So here goes. Okay, and again, practice that until the left hand's entirely happy on its own. Now, for this grade, there are 2 arpeggios that you have to play hands together, and then there's another list of arpeggios that you just play hands separately. And A major is the first of those 2 arpeggios where you have to play things hands together. So be very sure you can play it hands separately, and then see if we can actually get it going hands together. So I should start quite slowly if I were you, and just check out fingering as you go. So we're starting with the thumb in the right and the 5th finger in the left. Then we're going to go 1, 2, 3 in the right hand, but 5, 3, 2 in the left hand, aren't we? Okay, so that's how we progress on there. Now we need double thumbs on the A, so get that right hand gliding so it's ready for action. Now get the left hand gliding, so you see the kind of physical movement that you need to cope halfway up and halfway down. When we get here, see my left hand's already moving into the new position. My right hand and my left hand now moving, so we can cope with that transition from one octave to the next nice and smoothly. So go over that again as many times as you want to, and then when you're ready, see if you can play the arpeggio of A major with me. Here we go. So the A major arpeggio in the exam for grade 3 will only be asked hands together, but it's a good idea to be able to play it hands separately first before you put it together.